Parents, we've all done it, told our child a little white lie. Now, I put on Facebook yesterday that, I asked, do you tell your children little white lies? I don't. I tell big lies. Big lies. There's a term for it. It's called Pinocchio Parenting. Up next, when is a little white lie okay? Does it help boost your child's confidence? And what to do when your kid calls you out on a fib. Does that ever happen?
Yes. All too often.
All right, speaking of parenting, we're familiar with the term helicopter parents. Parents who, hover over their kids, not letting them breathe, figure out, not letting their kids figure out how to do things on their own.
They swoop in and rescue them and never let them do anything on their own.
Is it kind of like you?
No, I try not to be a helicopter parent. This morning we're talking, though, about Pinocchio parenting. The lies that we tell our kids, and our little white lies okay to tell your kids?
Getting too close to the TV set make me go blind?
Not in a million years.
Well, in the movie Liar, Liar, Jim Carrey's character had to tell his son the truth. He had to tell everybody the truth, as a matter of fact. So, parents, how many of you have told your child a little white lie or even a real whopper of a lie?
So, I mean, are we protecting our kids? Are we doing more harm? Parenting expert Christy Whitman is here. You created the Enlightened Kid program. You know a thing or two about parenting, and you can talk about this. We're both parents, and I have a 3.5-year-old who is very inquisitive, like most toddlers, and sometimes some things I have to kind of like lie about because he's too young to really know
or
about
understand.
it. Or understand, right. Exactly, in his little brain.
Sure, absolutely. The best rule of thumb is say what you mean and mean what you say. It's a good parenting, guideline. However, like you said, I've been known to tell little white lies to my children as well. When my child was 2, we were on a plane, and he's kind of kept putting the strap of the airplane, in his mouth, and I kept telling, ew, icky, dirty, and he wasn't getting it. So I'm like, Alex, elephants come on the plane and poop on that. And he immediately stopped, and he had put it in since. He doesn't think elephants now come on a plane, so it's not something that hurt him.
Right.
But it kind of helped him in the moment.
Of course.
It certainly helped him to understand that could be can be dirty. So then that's when it is okay to lie for their health and for their best interest, right?
Absolutely. And there are things though, like I've heard some moms will tell their kids, like the ice cream man, with the car and everything, that it's just a music player. And it's like, okay, in a situation like that, tell your child it's an ice cream truck, but yet ice cream's not for every night. I mean, so it's like there's a bottom, you know what I mean? There's a fine line between what's right to lie to your children about. And
I would imagine as they get older, they're not going to buy into this much longer.
They're going to find out. They're going to
call you out
when they call you out on it.
And they're not going to trust you, too.
I like what you said earlier. You said, say what you mean and mean what you say. In other words, if you kind of like lose your cool a little bit and say, that's it, you're never leaving the house again, that is something that is totally unplausible, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they would know that and wouldn't take that seriously.
Absolutely. And, something also is that when people say, well, there's a lie that parents tell their kids that they can be anything they want to be. And my thing is, why is that a lie?
I firmly believe that they can be everything. And I firmly believe that the more you tell them that, they grow up with a bigger self-esteem and more self-confidence to do those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so if they do call you out, though, what do you do?
You fess up. Like if Alex was to say, Mommy, our elephants don't come on the plane, I'd say, you know what, you got me, you're right.
Okay.
So we asked for some comments from our viewers. You want to walk over to our screen over here? We'll find out what people at home are saying about this. Pat McClenahan, who is a friend of ours on Facebook, familiar name, he says they hurt, in my opinion, little white lies. Some can leave scars for the rest of their lives. How are they supposed to be truthful with you and others?
Again, it goes back to say what you mean what you say. And if there are situations where an ice cream truck, or if you go like this with your face, is it really going to freeze like that? But those are things that we need to be truthful about. Okay. But if it's going to be something that is going to help them a little bit, like
what about the Santa Claus thing?
Exactly. That's a lie.
I was just asked that not too long ago by my 8-year-old. Now, is it really you or is it Santa Claus? They learn at an early age now. And she was. I don't know what I said. I said, no, there is a Santa Claus.
Well, we want to keep their childhood, you know, like magical.
And then I was thinking in the back of my mind, I'm not even going to say what I was thinking in the back of my mind, because there might be children watching right now.
Okay, here's one from Courtney Harris. I think a little of both, if it can teach them to use common sense on what to believe in certain situations.
Perfectly said. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about your program? We're real short on time, but
absolutely. Enlightened Kid program, you know, kids come in with just such desires, and you know, they're so connected, and we want to keep them that way. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times our parenting, our own beliefs, our own stuff that we have going on, like our own limitations, kind of stop them.
Yes, that's true.
You know, so the Enlightened Kid program really gives them uplifting messages throughout their whole entire childhood, so they stay connected to the fact that they can be anything and they can do anything, and they're magical.
You start that at an early age.
How do we contact you?
ChristyWhitman.com.
Okay.
Okay, Christy, thank you so much.
Thank you, Christy. All right, Hooner.
Why do you ask the Santa question? We could have spent 10 more minutes on the tooth fairy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I would like to say no more tooth fairy. It's out of control. $2 for a tooth.
She's not going away.